My name is Charlie Spiegel, and if you're looking for the most insane, visionary, and confounding ideas on television, then you should probably stay up past your bedtime. For Cartoon Network's raunchy brother Adult Swim and watch Rick and Morty. Co-created by Dan Harmon and Justin Roiland, it centers on Rick, an alcoholic scientist with a slew of ideas, and Morty, his awkward teenage grandson. Rick, who works out of the garage, is always inventing something new and dragging Morty along with him for crazy adventures. Something always goes wrong, though. Sometimes they make Morty's parents mad. Other times, they accidentally open a rift in the universe. Stacked deep with pop culture references and absurdist nihilism, Rick and Morty doesn't seem like a safe bet for broad appeal on the surface. But for avid fans between the ages of 18 and 34, phrases like Get Schwifty, Wubba lubba dub dub, and PICKLE RICK strike a chord. Why the appeal? Because Rick and Morty ask the question no one has ever dared to ask. What if Doc Brown from Back to the Future was a raging alcoholic? With animation, you have at your disposal no limits in terms of your imagination. On one side of this spectrum, there are shows like Big Mouth, where anthropomorphic hormones share the same fears and sadness as most humans do. On the other, there are also shows like Bob's Burgers that could have been made with real people and been perfectly fine. Rick and Morty is a challenging show that goes far beyond the initial premise of a twisted version of Back to the Future. Rick and Morty opens the typical tropes and caricatures we associate with dark comedy and allows there to be real effects from over-the-top actions of the characters. In fact, it touches on almost every science fiction premise which has ever been explored in pop culture. In one episode, Rick and Morty plan to incept one of Morty's teachers. As they go deeper and deeper through dream layers and a knockoff Freddy Krueger appears, it is abundantly clear that the show is not just borrowing this concept, but riffing on and exploring it. Dan Harmon has a prolific background as a sardonic screenwriter, with brainchildren like Community and many other big-name shows. Rick and Morty tackles some crazily ambitious subjects, but its characters are so good that true emotional stakes are created no matter how ridiculous the stories may be. Take, for example, the most tragic moment from the first season of Rick and Morty. In the 6th episode of the first season, titled Rick Potion Number 9, Rick and Morty attempt to create a potion that will make Morty's crush fall in love with him at the big dance. The plan backfires, and the two of them nearly destroy mankind. Instead of fixing it, they jump into an alternate reality where everything is fine. But one version of themselves has to die. The episode ends with Rick and Morty burying their own bodies in the backyard. And while Rick doesn't seem fazed by it, as if he's done this before, his grandson looks mortified, as if a piece of his innocence had been lost forever. This is the dark philosophy of the show in a nutshell. It takes every beloved science fiction concept you can think of and fleshes out the consequences. Rick and Morty is what would happen if Marty McFly couldn't get his parents back together, or if Cobb never could escape the dream world in Inception. The Magic School Bus, this is not. And while this is all happening, the show delves into the absurd and then comes up with some of the most imaginative results you'll ever see on television.